Got the wood uncovered. Finally stopped raining. This is all of the silver maple that we got split today. This little pile. This is all of the ash that we got split up. We're currently out of wood to put on the ramp. We have to harvest more. Looks like we're going to be winching some more trees in because I don't have any more wood to supply the feed ramp at the moment. Everything's currently been processed and we're kind of waiting for more wood. So it looks like I'm going to have to get back in the woods and start yarding out some more logs. It seems like that's the toughest part of my operation for me. Doing everything by myself as one person. I believe the hardest part is taking the skidder in there and skidding the actual trees out of the woods and getting them to where I can actually, move them, put them up on the processor, cut them into 16-inch sections and transport them up here on this ramp to be split at the end of this ramp here to be stacked over there. I do currently want to expand the wood drying platform. As you can see, there's two kind of pallets put together. They're long, narrower pallets. I kind of want to get one more section and make it a little bit longer. I could also take a pallet away on the bottom from here and here and have a little more room going upwise, but I'd also have to bend over more to pick logs up off the ramp that are, at the very bottom on a single stack. And when you got a bad back from car accidents, you don't really want to do a lot of bending. I got a lot of comments recently saying, oh, he doesn't want to bend, he doesn't want to move, Well, I process and harvest all this wood myself. I have no help. Everything from cutting the trees down to cutting them into 16-inch sections, to yarding them out of the woods, to bringing them up here and splitting them, to stacking them, to bundling them. It's all me. I do it all myself. So if you see me in my videos and I'm breathing heavy, I'm getting a good workout in, A lot of you guys go to the gym and pay money to do that. I got a natural gym out here. It's called Mother Nature. All you got to do is just get after it. There ain't no personal trainers out here. You just get the work done, and that's how it is. When the work is done, the work is done. If it's not, you keep going. That's how I was raised. So we'll let this ash dry out, and then we'll bundle it probably within a couple days, if not a week. This is going to be sitting probably more of a couple months to dry out. This wood is way, way greener than the ash. This is all dead standing. This is all currently stuff that was recently split. You can see how white it is. For example, yellower piece like this, you can kind of see the difference. Started the season versus split today. Here's a good example right here. The stuff on the bottom, starting the season, the white just split today. So this will dry out. I got it split pretty thin. This way it dries quicker. I kind of wanted bigger sections, but I don't really feel like waiting for it to dry. If we do them all this size, it's gonna take a good time. So we got a nice mix of small and big in there. So hopefully this should season up pretty good. The light and sun hits it from both sides, and so does the wind, and it's elevated off the ground away from the moisture. Once it rains like this, the ground is so saturated, it pretty much just starts absorbing, like the wood starts absorbing the water like a sponge. As you can see, all this wood that I went through today that I was starting to cut into is pretty much now twice as heavy due to the water content in it. So the same log I was going to lift up before is going to be way heavier to lift when it's wet. So processing wood when it's wet and raining, it's harder work. It's not really worth it in my opinion. So I like to let things dry out and go from there. I did set up this nice little bucking table thing here, and I'm kind of really getting some more ideas for this. So I think we're going to keep this same concept. We're going to even it out that way it's nice and level and flat. That's going to be step one. And once we get it all nice, level, and flat, we'll be able to mark sections where more or less like here will be 16 inches, here will be 16 inches. And I want to deck the top of this off, probably flip it and deck the top of it off. That way just the bar has like about a 1/2 inch to go through So pretty much I just line my saw up with the notches in here and make my cuts, and I'll pretty much have, you know, buck sections setting right on top of this that I can pretty much just pick off and grab. I don't have to go on the ground and pick them up. My biggest thing is picking stuff up off the ground that's literally on the ground by hand. Like that motion is, you know, can not be great for your back long term. So I got these nice little grabber hooks that I can pretty much grab onto a log and just pull up with a handle. Those work amazing. But we're gonna make a little bucking station out of this because I don't feel like dragging all this wood back there to buck it. And I don't feel like making a whole other bucking like big station thing up here. So this will just be a little small little bucking table that I'll be able to buck logs onto, and I want to secure it to the legs or whatever platform that I use. That way it's not moving around, and I can put the big long ones up there and just pretty much cut in the notches where it's designated, and all of a sudden you just got, you know, a bunch of trees that are just chopped up into pieces, and you can just grab them off the decking. You don't have to have them fall after they're cut. You just pretty much grab it and go. It's kind of another method. There's a bunch of different ways you can measure firewood, you know, jigs, tables, bucking tables. I like to do a little bit of it all, you know, so this will be a little bucking table. We'll get this, like I said, more leveled, and but you guys get the concept. It'll be raised, you know, you put the logs across it, you know, cut, and then the pieces will stay on the table. They won't fall anywhere. So all you do is pretty much just cut. Your blade will go in between, like the stringers, for example. So this is the chainsaw blade. Goes in between, cuts, goes all the way down, has no issue with hitting any nails or anything like that. And it'll be a little mark here, so that'll designate 16 inches, you know, 16, 16, 16, 16. You guys get the concept of it. It's nothing, this isn't a new idea, you know. It's just a simple little bucking table that's pre-measured. That way there's no more measuring with chalk, because that's the current way I'm doing it with the small little stuff, is just measuring it with chalk. It's a pain in the butt. I really don't care for it. So we'll get this set up later this week and get that going. But I just want to show you guys today's progress and how it's looking. This is drying out really nice. Starting to get the nice splits. Most of this is ash, but it is mixed with some silver maple. But it is kind of chunked up fairly bigger. Same stuff, just recently split. And pile we added to. So we'll get the equipment going probably in the next 2 or 3 days here, and skid some more logs out of the woods. Currently we're using a winch rated for 3,500 pounds on the back of a Husqvarna mower with the deck stripped off of it. So pretty much it's just a little ATV. Bailey, get out of there. Dog's getting stuck on our table. Pretty much just use this winch. Everything's already wired up. I just pretty much just connect my quick connects here to here, and the winch has power. Put a remote on it and you're ready to go. So this is pretty much I've been using primarily to pull whole sections of trees out the woods. The only problem is that this isn't that heavy, so this pretty much will get pulled along. So I like to use the strap that I have and strap it around a tree. Chain here, chain there, and this sucker doesn't go anywhere when the front's mounted to a tree. So that's pretty much what we do when we want to yard lumber out or timber. We hook it up to this mower on the winch and we pull it out of the woods. And we use this wagon here to pretty much haul firewood that's already bucked and or split around the farm. And this is the bigger mower that we use to pull it. It has a 21 horsepower Kohler in it. The other one only has, I think, like a 14 horsepower, something small, but this is 13.5 horsepower. But this is a really good machine. It's just kind of a little underpowered, but for what I need it for, just to kind of drive to get into places, set it up, chain it up, strap it to a tree, it works perfect for what I use it for. So those are just some of the tools that we use around the firewood farm here. This wagon is rated for over 1,000 pounds. Has dual axles, and pretty much the front suspension turns the whole thing. It's nice. It's almost the size of a small utility trailer, but I really like it. I want to make the sides taller, and I want to reinforce the bottom, but other than that, it's an excellent piece of equipment for moving firewood. So this concludes pretty much today's video. As you can see, I got to kind of clean up a little bit There's kind of stuff everywhere. But thanks everyone for watching. Really appreciate it. We're at 4,800 subscribers now. I know last video I messed that up. I said it was like 28. Now we're at like 4,800 subscribers, going to 5K. Right now I got 1.8 million views on my account on this. So thank you everyone so much for watching. Really appreciate it. We hope you like what you see. This is pretty much just backwoods firewood, and it's got some modifications in it for people who have bad backs, bad shoulders, medical problems. People think that I don't want to bend over because I'm lazy. No, I can't bend over that well because I got hit in a car accident by some lady who didn't have a license going around a roundabout. Smashed into my car, totaled my car, messed my back and my neck up permanently. It's if I was lazy, you wouldn't see firewood in front of anywhere. You wouldn't see none of this stuff set up. You wouldn't see a bundler over there that I custom made. You wouldn't see this whole production line that I custom made. You know, I wouldn't have equipment to move stuff around. You know, it's just, I don't know. You're always going to have fans and you're always going to have haters, I guess, when it comes to firewood. That's just part of the game. All right, we'll see you guys in the next one. Take it easy.